Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. It is another One Piece day. Okay, there we go. This is like the panel that I actually already saw on Twitter, right? The One Piece film red thing. I mean, of course, this is good. This is good. This is good. I really wish I could get some of these like printed and put up on a wall, honestly. This plate, sponsor me, please. Alright. Future Island Egghead. Labo Phase. Oh yeah, Chapter 1065, 6 Vegapunks. It's a government island. Who's gonna break them out if they get captured? Gentlemen, you're still here. Alright, so it's our friend back. Hold on just a second. I know I said I'd take a ride anywhere as long as I got off of Wano, but not here. I mean, something tells me. What's his name? I suddenly forgot his name. What's the swamp dude's name? I mean, the swamp dude seems like the biggest Chekov's gun of all time. I'm gonna start calling him Caribou. There we go. Or Caribou. Caribou? Whatever. I'm gonna start calling him Chekov's Swamp. Or Chekov's Barrel. Because he mostly grabs a ride in a barrel. At this point, I'm convinced he works for Croc. I mean, he's doing something. Whatever it is, he's doing something. He's the Chekov's Barrel from now on. The stairs are moving. POV, you discover escalators. The staircase is just growing out of the ground. How does it work? What's powering it? This island's power source is fire. I thought if only there were such a thing as an undying flame. So what you're saying is you just want to capture Sabo, put him in a vial, and just, you know, turn him into fuel, right? I took it as a way of saying he uses fossil fuels. I mean, maybe. Because, I mean, saying fire, right, seems something like something specific. We could create our own sun. Alright, so I don't know how many of you are into like, real-world tech and all that, but remember that fusion is just 30 years away. In 30 years, we will have fusion, and we'll never have to worry about electricity ever again. We're going to have our little lone sun. It's gonna be glorious. So that's what they're doing. Maybe Oda is actually clowning on fusion reactors. Who knows? Because this very much sounds like it. We could create our own sun. That very much seems like joking about fusion reactors. You walked into the wall. This is cool. It's like a hologram, but it turns off and on, right? That's pretty cool. It's like platform 9 3/4, right? You just sometimes pass through it and sometimes you smash into it. That's cool. Alright, so they're basically just being led into the lab. Time to look for the treasure of the future. What kind of treasure is that? Like flowers made of jewels. I love these little details in the background. Future kick, and Nami is just kicking Usopp. Brilliant. This is why I don't try predicting anything. I mean, they just walk into a room and the Jimbei Seraphim is chilling there. Or Seraphim. Doesn't he seem a little young? I don't think it's him. Possibly it's Jimbei's son. It's not Jimbei's son. Probability 3 is just a lookalike. I mean, he's got wings and he seems off in general. I mean, he does, doesn't he? I got a bad feeling about this. Possibility 4, it's a pacifista. And here we go, yeah. I don't think this is a real fight. It was a setup. I knew the world government wouldn't greet us with open arms. No, Usopp, I think you're wrong. I think you're just a bit spooked. Meaning it's a clone of soldier of Jimbei. Just because you're a child doesn't mean I'll go easy on you? Wait, what? Wait, what? Did he just... Is he just swimming in the ground? What? No, exactly. That's... Well, that is certainly interesting. Because oh no, but technically they're clones, right? This is Senor Pink's ability. Right? So, should we just take it to mean that he's dead? I don't like the implication. I mean, yeah. It's an artificial devil fruit, most likely. I mean, that also makes perfect sense, right? I mean, we literally had one. Though the thing is, with Kaido, we heard that... Didn't he, like, offer it up or something, right? Because I think there was something along the lines of Vegapunks sort of collaborated with Kaido, basically, or something along those lines, right? There was some sort of exchange there that they tried to replicate it. Does this mean that Senior Pink is gone, or is it something similar to Smile? Well, whatever it is, this is insane. My first thoughts was that, like, these Seraphims, they're not entirely human, right? But no, they are still clones. So... Oh, yeah, he was captured and they were doing, like, a test or something. Yeah. Yes, you're right. You're right. Totally right. But yeah, I mean, if they can have devil fruits... You know what has me even more worried now? Imagine if... Hold on. If they can replicate devil fruits... No. If they can replicate devil fruits, and they knew about this... I feel like I'm gonna be clowning on the Five Elders again. Honestly. I feel like I'm going to be clowning on the Five Elders... in just a second, because I'm sorry, if all you needed was a DNA sample, why don't we have these Seraphims all fitted out with like Akainu's fruit powers? That's like a 10,000 IQ combo Fishman. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because with Jimbei, Fishman Karate, and swimming through the ground, it's like oof. Because Vegapunk doesn't want to give that to them. I mean, maybe, but clearly he's already given up at least a few pacifistas. So maybe this is like his final Seraphim test? So maybe giving the Seraphims a devil fruit power is like something that the other Seraphims don't even have. I don't know. This is insane. But I don't think this is a real fight. Anyway, let's read through this. It's death for you, even if you are Jimbei. He's not Jimbei. Okay, here we go. He just got shot by a laser. Who is that guy? That was a close one. The Seraphim are still children. They're not ready for laser test yet. Okay. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I mean, okay. What if this is like training AI? What if they need to be put through fights to train them? Right? They just need to like... I mean, that would make sense with something like a Seraphim, right? If you could, like, train them against certain opponents, and then they master their techniques, that's basically like training an AI. That'll make sense. Edison the Thinker. Dr. Vegapunk. Do you have any idea how much a single Seraphim costs? I ought to twist your heads off. I wasn't gonna go that far. Eureka, I've thought of a new invention. Alright, so this is my theory-making brain. Did he just think of a new invention? Because of something that just happened, or something because of what was just said? Or is this just a joke? The head twisting, oh no? I mean, if he came up with an ability... Oh wait, hold on. Okay, Robin can do that. Hold on, Robin can do that. Hold on, she just said twist your heads off, and he saw Robin. This isn't gonna be good. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. You don't get fascinating battle data like this every day. This is once in a lifetime input, so they are literally like training an AI. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Which seems kinda scary. Because if they're being... Okay, but actually no, they're not being trained on Luffy, right? They're being trained on like our... Though to be fair, Sanji is there. So... They also got supposedly trained... Or do they only get trained in Vegapunk's lab? Because if they get trained all the time, then they also got trained on Blackbeard's techniques. Which is sort of scary, right? The ideas just keep flowing. You gotta do the eating for New York. So, do all of their, like... Are all of their bodies literally interlinked? That's cool. The Seraphim's attack patterns evolve as they grow. Does that mean that bloodline elements record an individual's experiences? So he's just discovering DNA. A possible approach to issues caused by the growth acceleration. I need to use the bathroom, but I can't waste time. Okay, so yeah, literally all of their body functions are interconnected. Oh, there we go. This is the proper Vegapunk. Shaka the Good. You must be the Straw Hat crew. Okay, here we go. This is about to be good. This is about to be good. Let's see. Accurate, but why can't I pull these shoes off the floor? Oh, okay. This is cool. This makes perfect sense. Dom shoes are all under the control of the laboratory's magnetic fields at all times. So he's basically just got electromagnets in all the shoes. That's cool. We also met a woman Vegapunk and heard an announcer Vegapunk. Yes, I am also a Vegapunk. Am I Vegapunk? No. Does this island look like the future to you? This place is the past. Check it out, Chopper. This one ain't a hollow. What? What? The freaking panel is split halfway. That there was once a kingdom just as highly as a... Hold on, the freaking panels are split. Check it out, Chopper. This ain't a hollow. Okay, I have a feeling that something very cool is happening. It's a real solid metal. What does it use? Did it use to move? It does. It's future tech, but it looks too old for that. What do you mean the past? If I told you that Egghead wasn't the only one that actually existed 900 years ago, would you believe me? So, what you're saying is, One Piece is actually a post-apocalyptic story. That's what you're trying to tell me now. So, this basically confirms what I said who knows how long. There was clearly a war. That's why the 3 ancient weapons were created. And clearly something went so terribly wrong that we were thrown 900 years into the past. Oh boy. And we have Eneru, who is on the moon. And now we're finding out that there was a war with super advanced tech that sent the world back 900 years. Kind of starting to feel like Emu is not even a human. Kind of starting to feel like Emu is like an alien. Frankly. Are we getting the flashback for the 100 Void Century for Christmas? That'd be awesome. At this point, if literally next week we got like a Roger type flashback in Wano, and that was just about the Void Century, at this point I wouldn't even be surprised. Frankly, honestly. Now we at least know how the moon robots got there, probably. I mean, this is insane. And the big straw hat. So, was Joy Boy a giant? Looks like the big figure is the same size as the ancient giants. Does that have any relation to the ancient weapons too? I'm 900% convinced the ancient weapons are responsible for this. I'm like 900% convinced that's a part of the reason. To be clear, it's not that the whole world was sent back 900 years, it's just one super advanced civilization was wiped out. Well, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, when you have one super advanced civilization, it usually spreads, right? There's a trickle-down effect. And clearly, what Vegapunk has is ridiculous. Because I still feel like... I feel like this is going to be my version of the raid failing. I still think that Davy Jones is a part of this whole thing. I still feel like Davy Jones is a part of this whole thing. To be honest with you. Davy Jones could be Joy Boy. So, I'm guessing, like, we're going to just... Because they're not in the same place, right? They're still in completely different locations. So, Frankie is going to get all the lore from Shaka the Good. From, like, the proper one, right? And Luffy is just gonna run around and have fun. So we're gonna have that dichotomy. And I love how look at Chopper. Like, let me just restart my brain for a little bit. Look at the panel, right? There's Luffy running up the giant. And then there's this Chopper standing up, like, looking at the huge thing. I love Chopper so much. Chopper's a legend. Just look at the amount of tech that bled into the world just by Vegapunk existing. I mean, exactly. Ranking for the chapter. I need to think about this. Because this is clearly a ridiculous reveal. And I don't want to let that cloud my judgment. Because honestly, other than that, not a lot really happens this chapter. Right? It's mostly a exploration chapter. If you can call it that. I mean, obviously the whole implication of Jimbei and the fruit power is ridiculous. And the whole AI training stuff. I feel like those are like the two big things here. 900 years ago, a war happened. The world government wiped history. and they created the Void Century. So clearly something in their science was spooky enough to be wiped off of the map. So the question is, who created the ancient weapons? Like, based on what Shaka says, right? He calls it an ancient kingdom, right? Is that a sky rover or whatever, or a cloud rover? It's like a compass-looking thing with handles. My brain is fried. I'm thinking like now of the dials, right? Which were like, when I watched Skypiea originally, you might remember that I said like the dials seemed like a very convenient way of having modern tech in One Piece, like in universe. But I mean, Vegapunks got future tech, not modern tech, and that was 900 years ago. This island was not wiped off the map, right? Like we saw with the kingdom that was wiped off the map a few chapters ago. Whatever its name was. So this one wasn't wiped off the map, because clearly it's here. I'm just trying to, like, get in my head which came first. The Devil Fruits, the Void Century, the War, the Ancient Weapons. I'm just trying to get that sorted in my brain, right? Because this is Oda. He does not name drop things that will not be relevant. He just doesn't name drop things. Davy Jones has to be relevant. And if Davy Jones does the Devil Fruits thing, and we had a science thing, maybe that's the war. I feel like the origin of the Devil Fruits could be a very good reason why this war started. Because, I mean, clearly there must be a reason why we know next to nothing about the fruits, right? That feels like by design. So, if that was the thing in universe, right? The world government was spooked, even back then. And this super high tech. I mean, think about it this way, right? You've got a ridiculous amount of technology that sort of makes your life incredibly easy, right? And then these magical fruits pop up. You don't want that. Because that sort of, it lessens your importance in the world, right? Because it's your tech that made you super strong, but now just these random fruits can sort of do the same thing. You don't want that in the world. Okay, let me catch up on everything. Maybe somebody's already figured it out. Or the war lasted for a significant portion of the Raid Century. The Ohura flashback did imply the Ancient Kingdom were the ones who made the ancient weapons. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Because Shaka sort of describes it as an ancient kingdom, which seems like purely from a trying to avoid confusion angle, you would sort of use the same naming scheme for all of them. I think, in my mind, it has always been that the ancient weapons were created because of the origin of the Devil Fruits. And how Joy Boy fits into all of that at this point, I don't know, because we still have the giant straw hat, right? If we didn't have the giant straw hat, I could sort of be like, okay, so it just happened that, and Joy Boy is on the side of the Devil Fruits, most likely, right? But because we have the giant straw hat, there's the question of, okay, did Joy Boy have a friend? Was Joy Boy a giant himself? Was Joy Boy an ancient giant? Because like Little Garden 2, I mean, somebody just mentioned it in chat, right? Like Little Garden 2 was sort of ancient, right? Is like Joy Boy a giant? Is Joy Boy a giant from Elbaf? Is it just a coincidence that we had Elbaf giants on the ancient island? I mean, at this point, could be honestly, literally anything. It could be that the fruits being invented gave regular people too much power against the powers that be. Yes, this is what I think. This is the usual storytelling trope that you do. Somebody gets too much power that is too easy to get, so you develop ridiculous weapons to stop them. Because, I mean, with the nature of the fruits, right, they're too unpredictable. So if you had this sort of paradise, right, where you have a single kingdom that is ridiculously advanced, and suddenly these completely unpredictable things show up that give everybody power beyond even your imagination, and especially someone like Joy Boy who can apparently do something literally to the extent of his imagination, right? Keep in mind, that is the reason why Luffy's so strong, because his power is basically just limited by what he can come up with. That seems like a big threat to you, doesn't it? Maybe even because of Joy Boy specifically and the Gum Gum Fruit. I think that's why the weapons are created, that's why the war happens, and that's why the Void Century exists. Because I feel like, I mean, come on, a power being limited by our imagination in the hands of someone like Luffy or someone like Joy Boy who wants to basically make the world completely free and very much fun seems very convenient. The only question now is Laugh Tale. How does that play into literally all of this at this point? I asked for your expectations for this chapter, but I don't have any clue what might happen next week myself. Honestly, I'm telling you, like, the Wano flashback, right? Again, you haven't seen the Wano video, so you don't know this. But the Wano flashbacks, for me, like Roger's story, came in out of the blue. I was not expecting it in the least. Like, literally, it was the last thing I could have ever imagined taking place in Wano. It's just we suddenly see, literally, Roger finding his way to Laugh Tale, right? And if literally next chapter begins with 900 years ago, I would not be surprised. At this point, I would not be surprised. I mean, there's not a break next week, so we're good. We're good. Rating for this chapter, purely based on the reveals, I'm gonna give it a 8.9 out of 10. Jimbei reveal, very cool. Is Senor Pink dead? LOL, post-apocalyptic One Piece is real. That's the review. Ship it. Alright, have a good one. Have a nice start of your week. Enjoy whatever you get up to. I don't even know. I'm gonna go think about One Piece now, and about how we've literally turned a pirate story into a post-apocalyptic sci-fi story. Alright, have a good one. Bye-bye.